Righto, we're on. We're live. I'm going to hit the record button just so we've got it for future reference. Dr. Jones, checking in for the Eski couch. Brother Connor, brother Timmy, how are we, boys?
We're here.
Yeah, very well. Yeah. It's earlier. It's actually earlier, so it's nice.
It's earlier. Like, I thought I could get out of work at a semi-reasonable hour today, and now I realise why I've been working a bit later, because the traffic's so much nicer when I come home. I get paid that little bit more and the traffic's way better.
See, I actually feel like I'm awake for this conversation, so it's good.
Yeah, that's nice.
Well, then there's nice.
That. That's the killer now with daylight savings, adding to the WA time difference, and then Connor, you being in the future.
It's only it's only 10 p.m, so it's good.
Only 10:30.
Better than 11. So yeah,
that's it. Very good. So, what I wanted to talk about something really cool, a good initiative that's come about by John Abello out here in Sydney. So John Abello, as you guys would probably know, is a referee. So he does ref on the pro field, Dorito Corner. And because we are live, I will say, and he does a good job. So, but he also runs the bushball action paintball almost on a weekly basis. And he does some pretty cool things. My little young bloke's going off. So
cameo. Yeah.
And he does run the bushball, and he's done some pretty cool things with like timer boxes and things like that. And when I went out and played with him the other week, he had objective boxes, so you had to set off the 3 explosions, like just go up and hit the buzzer and then it sounds off, so forth. Yeah. He's taken that one step further and taking a lead off the 1v1 series that went on last year, where they had the 3 buzzers on the field and a bonus buzzer.
With the smoke and everything.
Yeah. So John's a Sparky. He's only just retired, like a couple of weeks ago, fully retired. So he's happy as Larry now. Obviously, he's got a little bit more time on his hands. He's gone out and made the buzzers, and he's set it up so there will be a one-on-one shootout. They're only doing 7-point games, and I was having a chat to him about it the other week when I was out there. He goes, "Yeah, we'll do 21 points." I said, "Man, 21 points. Some of those games are going to go forever."
That's a big match. There is a reason we only do best of 3.
That's it. So that was, I said to him, "Well, mate, why don't you make it 7 points, and that'll tie him with the Super Sevens?" And he's taken that on board, which is really cool. So the rules, I've got the rules here.
Okay.
My hot little phone. So it will be 1 point is an elimination. The round ends only after an elimination. Switch sides at every round. 3 points for a buzzer. All buzzers are worth 3 points. The round is not over after a buzzer is hit. Keep playing. 3 buzzers are located across the 50. If you get a kill streak, so after you have 3 kills in a row, you gain additional 3 points per kill. Kill streak carries over until the streak is discontinued by the opposing player. So if you get a buzzer and then you get on a kill streak, you've basically won. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And the bonus buzzer, there will be a bonus buzzer. Location is called out at 2 seconds before the round begins. So you'll have your 10-second countdown, 2 seconds. Buzzer. Okay. It's either going to be the center, the Dorito side, or the snake side buzzer is what the call's going to be. So that's really cool that he's set that up. He's taken the initiative. He's set it up. There's no cost to join. The only thing, it will only be 10 BPS, no ramping. Okay.
That's cool. That's something different.
Which is cool.
I was going to say this, because essentially this is taken the Ultimate Shootout rules and made them his own.
Yep. 100%.
The little 10 BPS is a nice little addition.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that will be on the 14th of November. It'll be on an Action Paintball Games at Yarramundi as part of the Bushballers Sydney Paintball Day. Now, if you don't follow Bushballers of Sydney, look it up on Facebook. Give them a follow. They're out there every Sunday, and they'll either be at Action or they may go to Camden one week, and they mix it up. And it is a really good crew of guys. I get out and play with them. I was getting out and playing with them a little bit, and when we opened up, I took the joy of playing with them for that first weekend when it opened up. So, good group of guys. That's a really good initiative. Kudos to John. Well done, mate. Growing the sport as best he can, which is pretty cool.
Is it played on a smaller field, or is it played on the full field?
Look, I don't know. I don't know. The picture he's got on the post is the Hyperball.
If it was played on Hyperball, how cool would that be?
Yeah, so and that's my thoughts. John is a bushballer. Like, he loves his bushball. The only thing he thinks tournament players are good for is throwing flags at, and that's it. Right. And that's his mentality. And whenever I play with him, I cop shit. Like, he's always, "You bloody tourney players, cheating bastards," and so forth. You know, and I always make the point, I'm not a tourney player. I'm a paintballer. I don't care who I shoot. I'll happily shoot you in the face, John. So
I'm sad I've never actually played on a Hyperball field.
Really?
No, they don't really exist here.
I was going to say, realistically, they're hard to come by. Like, there is.
I know of 2 in Australia.
I was going to say Mike's. They're the only ones. And
Kalnura. Kalnura's got one too.
Yeah,
the Kalnura one looks so
Kalnura is good.
Is that the one where Robber played in shorts and t-shirt?
Yeah, and thongs. Yeah. I played at Kalnura once. I slid into a bunker and a rabbit come running out of the tube, mate. It scared the shit out of me.
Maybe that's just why I don't play bushball in like Australia, is because I'm afraid that there's snakes or everything else trying to kill me while I'm there.
I've only come across one snake. Yeah, I've only come across one.
The snakes will bugger off because there's enough people running around there. It's the same. I used to tell the same story to all the punters when I take them through, like, our fields out here at Was.
Yeah.
We had a few G-guys around, and there was a couple that I knew where they were all the time, and be like, "Look, this field, these are the boundaries." That, like, and there'd be a slope that goes up to our tournament field.
Right.
I was going, "Look, the slope is in play, but can I suggest you stay off it?" Like, my mate Dougie lives up there, and I'm looking, it's like, "Oh yeah, Dougie's a 2-meter Jew guide. He lives up that way." Right. It's like he's probably buggered off for the day, but and no one ever go up there. You got the one idiot every now and again, but he was generally just buggered off and camping for the day, and then you might see him on a quieter day when you're doing some field maintenance sort of thing.
That was like,
they generally moved out.
You'd never see him at Tamworth. Like, I saw him once at Tamworth when I was reffing, and I used to tell people, don't shoot the wildlife. It's a bit of a dick move. But if you see a snake, feel free.
Massive fine.
Yeah, exactly. If you see a snake, feel free, but be prepared to run too. So.
The only time I've been near one was at the start of last year, where there was one on the field. I've never seen one like up close. I kind of aim to keep it that way, Like,
I was going to say, get you for a trip over here to Perth. I got a mate that's got one. He's got a carpet python. Yeah. We go hang out in winter, and Patrick, we get him out, and he'll crawl up your sleeve on your hoodie, and he comes out, and his head just sticks out at the top of the thing, and just chills out with you.
Very cool.
No.
Can you guys come over here yet, Connor, or is it still closed off? Or
yes, right now I have no idea what's going on. I've essentially just tuned out to it.
Well, have a look, because the 10-man's on 5th of December, and that'll be played on the Hyperball if you want to don the Eski jersey.
I think we can get there, we can't get back.
Got to isolate when you come back.
Yeah, well, that's like the whole MIQ spots is just a complete mess. Like, it's a lottery to try and get back in.
Yeah. Like, we're essentially the same as you guys at the moment. Kind of like we can leave, and for the majority of Australia, with the exception of New South Wales, Victoria, we can go and travel and no dramas. But I know actually New South Wales is moving back a step. Still, you get stuff. You're not traveling there.
Yeah,
but we're getting there. I know supposedly tomorrow. The news for us will be is we're going to have a bit of a roadmap as to what's happening for our state in terms of living with COVID, because this is the big problem we've got over here is we haven't had it.
Yeah,
so those couple, I know everyone goes, "Oh, WA locks down at the drop of a hat," but for the not even full week that we've had lockdowns for, like in total, we've gone about life as it's nothing's happened, sort of thing. So as we're going to have a massive adjustment at some point. So
in fairness, so have most of New South Wales. Some suburbs of Sydney went about life as if nothing had happened during the lockdown too.
I believe
we were on top of it.
Yeah. But this is the thing. Like, New Zealand's a perfect example of why it'll be a bit of it's going to be an interesting learning curve for us over here in WA.
Yeah,
but hopefully that it's going to have to happen, because as we've said before, businesses need to be able to resume, and they need to be able to resume full trade. So not just within their own state, there's the external tourism, etc. So
it'll be good.
It'll be interesting,
once your borders do open, it'll be good for any other state of Australia that's got to send shit to WA too.
Yeah.
So
oh, trust me, as someone that tries buying stuff from everywhere else, be nice to be able to get parts within a reasonable time frame like we used to.
Yeah.
I mean, we are the most isolated capital city in the world.
Yeah, you guys are kind of just whoop. Yep.
Yeah. Let's piss them off and put a big fuck off desert in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Hey, it's worked. It's worked out.
Yeah,
it's worked out. We got a nice big area to go play in and all the rest of the stuff. There's a lot of people over here these days, but there's not huge stupid numbers of people.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll come back to traveling. That's going to look forward to giving us an idea at least of what we're looking at.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'd like to come across, but I just can't get back. So that's a
just stay, man. Just stay.
Oh, mate, if I could. Yeah. But I like my job. And honestly, I couldn't think of trying to somehow port my business over to an Oz business. That would be, I imagine that would be a mess.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. I guess we sort of started to talk about the layout. Do we want to talk about the cup layout?
We can briefly. It's like, I mean, to be honest, I spent a bit of the time on the weekend looking at like pro feeds, just checking out what was going on. Obviously, Halloween was this weekend, so there's probably more laughs to come with the Halloween shots. Yeah. Our boy Chad is his real life doppelganger of Tom Cruise, about the same height.
Yeah,
he dressed up as a sausage on his team.
Mate, all I could think of that when I saw those hot dog suits was Shagger when he played the game at Super Sevens in one. I was just like, oh, well, that's been done before. It's nothing new. Yeah, it took, Shagger did that a couple of years ago. So
wait, at a pro event? Or?
Yeah, 100%. It's on the live stream. It would have been
2018. It was the same game that he put some. I think it was a couple of lollies or something in Justin Knight's hopper.
Wait, for Menace?
Yeah.
No, he didn't play for Menace. It was against Menace. So I was going to be playing that one.
Eastside Raw against. I'm pretty sure it was Menace that
it was against Menace because Justin I was playing with him and Justin ended up with lollies in a pod and loaded a pod that they switched out and
had gummy bears and M&Ms.
Oh my god!
So we won the match, thankfully, but that was not going to go down great if we hadn't.
No. Imagine if that was for like semi-finals or something as well.
Well, that was the thing. It was for nothing at that stage. Yeah. So it was like...
That was Masters, wasn't it? 2018 Masters. Yeah. Or 19.
Yeah, it would have been the event before I came with the
2018. So have a look at that on the Super Sevens YouTube channel.
He's there.
Masters 2000 and 2018 Raw vs Menace.
And so Devin, back on the Halloween thing though, Devin Stewart won. Yeah. If anyone saw his Instagram things, he went as the dude.
Oh yes, yeah. That was good.
He was perfect. It was the best. That's the best costume I've seen of anyone. So it's like, he wins.
But did he actually play as the dude?
I believe so. I've seen it.
All right.
I saw some footage, but that was where I was going with this. Yeah. I didn't see a great deal of gameplay.
No.
There hasn't been. Even the photographers and that have sort of released like little snippets, but it's like not enough to get an idea of it. By all accounts, the field's a bit crazy.
Yeah.
Should see some creativity. So yeah.
And it was always like, it was always going to be a little bit wild and a little bit, able to do some pretty cool shit with.
Yeah. I think Greg put up like a video from how to play paintball. Like he put up some footage. It looked like he had a lot of fun up in that sort of like middle brick, so looking towards the Dorito side.
Yeah.
It looks like he could shut it down quite happily and have some fun up there. But yeah.
It is going to be good to watch. I'm keen for it. I think that Dorito side's going to catch a lot of people. Like a lot of people get caught by what people are going to do in there. I think they'll sleep on it a little bit. Which is it's going to be good to see. The snake side, obviously, the snake side's going to be strong.
Yeah, the more I've looked at it, I know we said last week it was going to be very snake dominant. I still think it's going to be very dominant through there, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. You need to have someone over there clearly just stopping someone running through and absolutely destroying the team. But you can easily play up through that mid, like center, kind of off to the Dorito side. You can play that center off to the snake side. You can play the Doritos hard. You could swing. You could literally swing the field. You could do what Dynasty did last year and push more guys Dorito way and leave someone on an island over on the snake side. Yeah. There's a lot of options. It's actually what this field does remind me of is last year's Cup layout. I mean, there's enough differences here for them to be completely different, but just the way that it could be played.
Yeah, same kind of flow. Yeah.
It's definitely, like I did say last week, it's definitely crash and bash them. But if you can survive a few things, this will. You should leave for some interesting and entertaining games. It'll be just What's going to be more interesting to me actually is who's going to come in playing well. Like there's realistic, the consistency of teams across the season has been really good. And then you've got some surprises throughout the season, like LVL, like New York in Philly. There's a few others.
The Cinderella story of Infamous. Yeah,
100%. Like they're winning everything at the present. The interesting one will be the relegation. No offense to the AC Dallas boys, but I kind of think they're the main ones in the firing line. ML King's probably right behind them. I know there's someone else in that sort of equation, but
I'd still be surprised if AC Dallas can piece it together enough to save their ass. I think, in my mind, that's a foregone conclusion that they'll be the relegated team.
Because the bottom four is Aftermath, Level, AC, and ML Kings.
Yeah, and I think Aftermath and LVL have kind of done enough to kind of make themselves safe. Not completely, but at this stage, as long as both teams show up and actually piece together some games, they should sort of keep their spots. And I think that would be very cool to see on behalf of like LVL, because I think the longer that time they get in the pro division together as the same team, we will see some growth and some consistency come from it.
I think consistency is going to be the key. And if they can piece it together and do what they did last round, like that'll be good to see. But if they come out and they don't piece it together and they have a shit tournament, I'll be disappointed that they showed all that promise, and then just to come out and just capitulate the next one would be a shock.
That's also the sign of like learning. Like you'll string together, you'll have one really good event and then drop off. So I don't know if it'll be a capitulation at this stage. This is where, like, I know AC kind of fall in the same thing, but no offense to any of those guys, because each and every one of them can play, but they've essentially taken mid-level semi-pro players, and they've definitely stepped up.
I think quite a few of them would
two guys, but they probably need that season at semi-pro together, and then slot their way back in, because them compared to say the likes of Blast Camp and that are coming up, coming from the semi-pro division, chalk and cheese at this stage anyway.
Yeah, exactly. There's a big gap there.
Are we thinking it's Blast Camp will come up from semi?
I'm not sure who else is on the list. I know Blast Camp and Prime Posse at present second.
And then there's, I think, Newbies are in the mix, and the Hurricanes. There's two Hurricanes. But both of them do pretty well.
Look, again, that would be a very interesting one from being able to follow it a bit better. Like, I don't do a good enough job of following the semi-pro division, to be honest.
And I'll put my hand up and say I don't have an opinion either way there. So this is all you, Connor.
I watch a little bit of stuff now. It's just been enjoyable. I watched there was like a video done by where like Solus Photography was interviewed, and it was like an hour-long sort of podcast type format. And he videos a lot of like semi-pro and pro events and sort of divisional. It was actually really cool just like hearing his thoughts on like semi-pro and the state of the feeder series. And his kind of thoughts were, the semi-pro isn't really a good feeder for pro. Like most of them won't make it there. like
Yeah.
because the guard that's in pro won't leave until it's too late.
Yep.
It was actually a really interesting. Like I'm probably botching the hell out of it, but it was really interesting to listen to.
It is true that everyone in the pro division is not going to retire at their peak. You know, they're gonna wring the neck of it as long as they can. You know, and that's I look at like Greg Sewers going out this season. He's having probably the best season he's had in years.
Yeah,
and you know he's put his hand up and he's made them done. You know, and good on him for like, and he's going out on a buzz. You know, because he's playing
he played so well this season.
Some of the best paintball I've seen him play in a long time. So,
but that also could come from saying, I'm done. I'm going to take this one, take the bull by the horns and enjoy it as best I can.
Yep. And
I think he's with the right team to be able to do that with as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he could have done that on the Ironman. Like
no. Look, and Greg has had a bit of a reputation as being a mercenary, but realistically, the man had to eat.
Yeah.
And he's got a family to provide for, so he floated and did what he had to do, get the different teams. But yeah, when you're doing that, the pressure is on all the time, non-stop. Like it always is. Doesn't matter what team you're with, but it definitely has more of an impact, at least in my mind, from being able to go to a team like an Infamous, where you're expected to perform, but at the same time, they very clearly have fun. Those guys.
Yeah. And he's not carrying the whole organization or the whole sort of brand behind him as well.
Yes.
Yeah. You can just go with it, which is good.
Yeah.
So, very good.
Have we each got a dark horse for the event? Like someone out of the top teams who we think could randomly luck it?
Have we figured out whether the Russians have the full squad?
I haven't heard.
I think they do. I think from what
I know. I think you and I kind of thought that they did.
Yep.
I know the Russians can't really be classed as a dark horse, but
no, I know
they can this year.
But that's the thing. Like they're coming off. Like it's entirely dependent on what happens with rosters. Like Revo are always a dark horse.
Yep.
And I know they've got some guys coming back for this one. If anyone wants a really interesting listen, Henry Sants was on PDG a few weeks ago, played the game.
Yep.
And there was Connor and I were talking about this via messages before about rumour mill about Revo being done at the end of the season. He actually directly spoke about that, and he had to deal with that from his sponsors. His sponsors ringing up, going, "What the hell? You're ordering stuff for Cup, but you're not a team next year." And he's like, "The hell are you talking about?" So someone has spread, so someone has spread rumours around about them being done.
Jeez,
like, well, we're not done. Like, they've got a few guys coming back in for it. They've been dealing with injuries all season. I think this is sort of So they would probably be my dark horse.
Yep.
But then again, they've made Sunday consistently. I don't see how you could really call them a dark horse.
Yep. I'll put Kai's vote in. Kai will say Dynasty all the way, the Dragon.
Yeah.
So
dark horse.
Small team. Yeah.
No, that's mate. That's the only one Kai's going to mention.
Yeah,
so it has to be his dark horse.
I know. I'm spewing. He's getting beaten up by his missus tonight.
Yeah.
Because I was going to ask about anyone watching Ryan Greenspan's Instagram stories over the weekend. Brendan Short made an appearance.
Yes.
At training.
Oh.
So that would have been cool just to say, hey, is Shorty getting close to maybe lacing up again? I don't think he is for Cup. I honestly don't think he was. I think he was only out for a day. But yeah, going to know.
He's getting the itch. He's getting the itch back.
I think he's always got the itch because he works at HK. He's always exposed to it.
It's constantly rubbed in his face.
Yeah. So, So
what did Ryan call him? A
mid-level sale. He was going through. So Josie, if you didn't see it,
I didn't see it.
Ryan was going through everyone's costumes for Halloween, and they weren't really dressed up that day. But he's gone through something. Went to Alex, and there's like an XL MVP. And then went to Brandon and goes, and a mid-level salesman at HK Army. Brandon was in the middle of taking a drink. He's just almost gagged on it.
Perfect.
It was good.
It was good laugh.
Yeah.
But again, this comes back to what we were talking about with the old guard. You're more likely to pick up, rather than someone from SemiPro that's untested and untried, you're more likely to go and knock on the door and go, "Oh, shorty, come out and play."
Yeah.
It was Scott Kemp.
Yep.
They've done it with a few. Like they would do it with Oliver if he flew back. Dynasty are probably a bad example of it because that's the thread of their team is who has played for them in the past.
Yeah.
But there are others that do the same thing.
Yeah.
Also, there's the rumor of Gladstone getting picked up by Diesel.
Yeah.
I thought that's confirmed.
Was that confirmed? Okay, cool.
I think that's confirmed.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grayson got cut from Dynasty basically just so I could go and learn a lot more. And yeah, I'd heard that he was playing with AC Diesel. This one got picked up by AC Diesel, which is a good pickup. I mean, it's good for him. I'm glad that he's sort of staying in the pro division.
Yeah.
Because of the time and effort he's put in, and he's played well.
Yeah.
I know Dynasty would be a hard team to gel with.
Especially because the lines are so close. Like, how do you try and get into like a friend group that's been there for 10, 15 years? Like,
it's not even trying to get into the friend group. It's like you look at just the position he was playing. Like, he was coming in as an injury sub, and then Alex steps out and has the best event he's had in a decade. But then at the same time, Mike Urena's coming into his own this season.
Yeah,
he's only getting a quarter of penalties he was getting. He's like, he's actually, he seems to have figured his stuff out. Like, he's having an impact. Arturo. He's, I think he is one of the most underrated snake players in the game.
And his snapshot.
He's filthy.
It's mental.
It's filthy.
Yeah.
He's, So, like, trying to break into that position, I think, is the hardest part of that.
And that's especially because that, the majority of that team has been together for so long. Like, trying to gel into that, and the expectation of that core group that gels so well for him to come in and gel as well as they do would be pretty high. That, why don't you know that we're going to do that? Whereas you play with them, you play with people long enough, you see their body language and you know what they're going to do before they know what they're going to do.
I was about to say, there's definitely like some players that I play with. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. He wants
can confirm.
He's there?
Oh, yeah, he's there.
He's there.
Nice.
Cool.
So that's for AC Diesel. He's definitely on the roster.
Very cool.
Does that show what like Russian Legion's roster is?
That was the next I was about to check.
Cool. I want to know where I can place my bets.
Well, that'll be the thing, I reckon. And actually, I think that'll be the discussion next week, because Thursday night is when games start next week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Being Cup. I know there's the women's pro
exhibition
matches will be happening. I don't think they're happening Thursday. I know they're definitely happening Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I thought it was Saturday. Is it Saturday?
Or is it Saturday? I know they're happening in the middle there somewhere.
Yeah,
one of those days, Heat's only got one game, and they're in there.
Yeah.
So
that's the only thing I find annoying about the 4 days. Some teams have 2 games on the first day.
Yeah.
And then one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it gives some teams a slight advantage.
A little bit of an advantage. Yeah, I agree.
It does, but it sort of mixes around a bit. So the Russians do not have their full roster. They've got Malloy, Jason Burns, the 2 Gallego brothers from South America who played really well.
They did. Yeah.
Henry Padilla, don't know, US bloke. Pandalev's still there.
Yeah.
Timmy Roberts used to play for Katana.
Yeah.
Okay.
Smotrov, Sergey, and Mike Waring.
Yeah,
no Peruvian.
I was waiting for Kirill to be on that list and the few other boys that they were missing. So at this rate, I mean, they've still got time to change that. So
there's your dark horse.
Yeah. Okay. I was looking forward to a nice win. Like, it's been so long, man.
Well, it comes back again. Like, which uprising team's going to show up? What Thunder team's going to show up? Like,
I hope Thunder does well.
I really do too, because I enjoyed how much ownership. I didn't enjoy it. I like how much ownership they took of how badly they played the last event.
Yeah, and that's probably the biggest thing is they put their hand up and owned it. You know, like there
that was
could
a
have been,
huge surprise.
yeah, like there could have been so
Oh,
much blame thrown at everything. You know, it could have been everything under the sun, but instead they were just like, "It was us. We fucked it."
Yeah, we fucked up. Yeah, no, and that's the thing. Like most teams will take ownership of like had a bad event, but not as publicly as what they did. And I
100%.
I think that's to be respected, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think it's also nice for them to not be caught in the bottom 4.
Yeah.
Because that was always a struggle. Like last year and the year before, it was like, come on, we know these guys can play well. They just got bad luck. Like,
and that's where I like relegation, but at the same time, sometimes I don't. Just from the point of view of time together and time as that roster. I mean, you're always fighting against losing your best players to the top paying teams. That is a huge fact. Doesn't matter what it is. Everyone wants to get paid. Understandable. So that's always a fight in and of itself, and that usually kills a lot of the new pro teams. But then it's just time together, and just you can have time together, consistency roster. It's a winning combination. We've said it about the US. It stands the same for here. It doesn't matter where you are if you've got time together with the same consistent bunch of people.
Always going to help.
It's definitely going to help. Talent obviously comes into it, but in this case, we're talking about the US Pro Division. So
there's plenty there.
That's also the other thing, is that the really good semi-pro players get snagged. Like Jackson Fry. Probably if they don't come up, I could see him moving on if he's not part of the core structure. But the
last camp have got an interesting little core going on though. In terms of how they operate as a team. They again, temptation is temptation and opportunity is opportunity. But they seem to have a lot of belief in playing as their group. Which is cool. Like it's rare. Like it really is rare. Like I know there's Heat have had a lot of high profile players and stuff like that, but there is still a core of our team there. Dynasty are the most obvious core of a team.
Well, and even Revo, they've kind of stayed
Revo,
like those and guys.
They've merged two together, but they've
it's been consistent. So very good. So, very good. All right. Now, are you boys out this weekend?
No, so we had our last scenario here on Sunday. I didn't actually play it. I went up briefly just to say hi to everyone, make sure everything was all good. Basically, I've had enough of running things. So it was one of those days where we were originally planning to play, but then a bunch of my guys bailed on it and I ended up having a family breakfast on. So we're like, cool, we'll go up real early, make sure they didn't need help up there. Saw Sammy, hooked him up with my TM40 for the day. People might have seen he's rocking that Special Robinson Rush's jersey in a few photos, which is pretty rad. Luke Pardini was rocking an Eskimo jersey for us. So the Eskimos were out playing.
Cool.
Nice.
But yeah, that apparently was a really good day. But that's it in terms of organised events over here in WA now for the rest of the year. So we've now got to come up with a plan as to when we're really kicking into the upgrades to the field.
The field, yeah.
So we'll probably we won't go out this weekend. At least at this stage, I'm not going out this weekend. And then I'll probably try and get some time, either go up after work and start pulling out retic and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We've got a bit of field prep to do. Some of it we can do, then we've up until about the river sand. Once the river sand gets trucked in, that's out of our hands. We'll have a guy come in and do that bit for us. And then, once we're laying turf, we'll do a bit of a shout out, because we've had heaps. Cool thing is the whole community sort of going, yes, we'll jump in and help out with this. So we'll do a bit of a shout out.
That's a good working bit.
Same as what South Australia did. Hopefully we get more than 5 people like South Australia did. That's right. Yeah.
That's the hardest thing. I mean, when we were building that field at Tamworth, like the big bush ball field, we put this shout out, everyone would be like, yeah. You'd have 30 people saying, yeah. And you'd have 6 people turn up. So
you kind of expect it. You're not paying for anything. It's like, and to be honest, like I know even us, like we're doing this as SDK. This isn't even Wasp Paintball. This is SDK doing something for everyone else, but it works out for us. So there is method behind the madness, but it's more, we're not expecting anyone else to show. Like, we'll put the shout out because we know there are people that do want to help, and I know there are people that will show up.
Yep.
But who shows.
Yeah.
Many hands make light work, but at the same time, if there's less people around, I can be as pedantic as I want to be.
Yeah.
So there's that. There is that side
That's a very good point too.
Just see Timmy yelling at people. Yep.
Yeah.
Happens on occasion.
What about yourself, Connie? You going to get out and about as soon as you're home this weekend?
Yeah. I might sort of see if I can go up and do drills for a day. Just getting a little bit of light work.
Try out those new goggles.
Yeah, try out the SLRs. Yeah, give them a run. See if they fit my small head. But
hey, look, as someone that wears the SLRs, I think for yourself, man, stick with your pushes.
Yeah,
it's down to we used to. Brutally honest, I reckon they're probably one of the more comfortable goggles I've worn. Surprisingly, like I hate hard ears, but they've been done really well.
Yep.
I've adjusted mine. I quite like my SLRs.
Yeah.
I actually didn't mind my KLRs though. I had some of the same gripes that we heard Chad and a few of the Heat boys have about breathability and stuff. But I used to have that with the i4s and stuff, but I loved i4s. I liked that real tight profile, which is one thing I always liked about the pushes. There are certain shape heads that are suited to certain goggles.
Yep.
Like if you've got a smaller head, more narrow face, i4, i5, or i4 if you can still get them.
Yep.
i5s if you can't, and pushes. They're your go-tos, or a KLR.
Yeah.
To me, they're your small goggles.
I'm pretty. Just speaking of i4s, just bear with me. I seem to think that Action had some.
I believe you still get them. Like I don't think they're colors are getting
tough.
Choice.
Yeah, you don't get choice.
Yeah. Ultimately, though, for the shape of goggle it's still the same lens as the i5, so there's no dramas there. That's one thing I like that I did, and I love that HK have done with the SLRs.
Yeah,
they're using the same lens through. Fantastic. There's no stuffing around. It means what you've got will work for you. If there's an old stock on the shelf, you know it'll work in your goggles.
Black i4s in stock at paintballshop.com.
Ooh,
there you go. So if you do like an i4 and you want an upgrade to
also
i4,
if you're under 18 and you're not a big boy,
perfect.
They're generally the go-to. That was my go-to. If there was a young kid came through, I said to mum and dad, look, there are cheaper goggles around, but that's what I need.
Yeah. My young bloke and I, when we play Nerf Wars, he likes to put a paintball mask on, Lewis. So he has an old i5 of mine that he puts on. That the elastic had gone, so I got my sister to sew the elastic tighter, so that it actually fit on his melon. So, which is pretty cool.
Nice. But I mean, look, that's the other exciting thing about World Cup, right? Is that we get all the new products,
new shit,
toys.
Maybe an LV2.
Maybe
bit of speculation there. There's some images
floating speculation
around.
for the last 3 years on that.
I can safely say there's speculation because it has been that way for at least 4 years. So but
and there has been some photos of
something.
There's been shit leaked.
Yep.
So and World Cup's normally when they do that sort of shit. So
Infamous came out with their new pod pack today.
Yeah.
I think
I thought I saw something. I hadn't paid too much attention to products. I've seen HK dropping everything left, right, and center. I did see a sneaky peek at looked like an A51 version of the TM40.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
In Marky's hands today.
Yep.
Bit of a custom milling job, which they look pretty tasty. So like that's one thing. Okay. Yeah. My sponsors. So whatever. But I'll give it.
Come on, both your sponsors.
We'll take it from an objective standpoint, though. Their custom milling generally from HK has been pretty dope.
Yeah, except for the Ripper.
That grew on me. I wasn't that fussed on it.
Yeah. See, I didn't.
It was only when I started seeing them in person. So when Sam and that had theirs in person, I was like, that's. I still didn't want to have it for myself. I like the straight, clean lines. But the A51 of the Lux X was that was one of the best mill guns I'd seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and even like the Invader CS2, they did as well.
With the back out.
Mint. Yeah, it looks really mint. And that Paintball Shopper just got some of them in too.
Yeah.
One of each colour or something?
Yeah,
it was like real limited today. Yeah.
Yeah, really nice though. So I was there when they came in and I specifically did not go and pick one up. So
you're like,
Mike said they're in and I said, oh yeah, they look good, and walked off.
Yeah.
With a baby just been born, there's no way I was getting away with coming home with one of them. And it's too easy to buy a gun in New South Wales now. You know, like you don't have to do PTAs or anything. I can just go, I'll take it and walk out.
Yeah,
so I had to control myself there. So
I'm looking to hopefully get a TM40 for next season. That's the aim. Yeah, I love my X. I love my Lux X though. Like God, yeah, works a dream. But I'm like, maybe just a nice little wee upgrade.
You might be able to get a sweet little STK one.
Yeah.
Might do. There's actually less of them this time around. So a couple of boys stuck with their ISIS for same reasons as you, Jonesy, family and all the rest.
Yep.
So there's only 4 STK TM40s at the moment. There's another 3 on the way.
Damn. Okay.
Cool. Yeah, that's it. Like there's the 1 blue, there's 2 blacks, 3 blacks.
Yeah.
And then there'll be 2 pewter ones. That's it.
Yeah, the pewter one looks like they look nice. It looks like
yeah. I mean, it's
lighter.
I think at the moment though, it's like you get what you can get your hands on.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
it's a good point. So all good.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you boys want to add?
No, I'll leave it there. Have a proper chat about World Cup next week. Hopefully get a bit of a guest appearance from young Nicholas.
Yeah, I did reach out. He did hit me back saying he'll let me know early next week that he may be in.
If there's no maybes, mate.
No maybes. So
no maybes. It's been too long. You need to get your ass on here and we'll have a chat.
Yeah. So
Jamie make his appearance. Kaiser might come on a bit black and blue.
Yes.
Yeah. Might be able to show off some stuff next week. I don't know. But
Hey, no, before you go, what was that PB athlete stuff with Gladiator Air logos going out, mate? What was that?
So that was one of my North Island teams. So that was actually their second run of jerseys, which is really cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, so that's Northland Crisis. So they're like a real grassroots team.
Yeah, beautiful.
They're just growing, bro. Like they're just getting so many players through. So it's really cool. Yeah.
Very cool. Love that shit. So very cool.
Trying to learn video editing to try do a reel for that, but yeah.
Nice. Nice. All good. All right. Well, I think that might be it. So we will say farewell. We'll see you boys next week for the Cup preview. It'll be how long before the first game? Like what time's first game?
It's usually 12 hours to WA. So I think midnight your time.
Yeah,
I think about
11 or midnight your time. So stupid hours in the morning for yourself.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, cool.
So you miss those first set of games, then wake up and see.
Yeah, see the fallout.
Well, you'd see from lunchtime onwards easily.
Yeah,
but that would be actually a reasonable hour. But you'll be at work, so
you don't have to be. Like it is a perfectly legitimate excuse to call in sick for Cup.
No. Trust me, the Monday, I know. Yeah.
100%.
Actually, I need to do that. Yeah. Yep.
Just start prepping it on the Friday. Oh.
I was gonna say it sucks for me because like I miss most of the finals and like I'll miss like who actually makes it in, and I wake up early enough to be able to go. I can watch the final, and there's that little brief debate of like, do I start now? Or do I want to go back? Of course, I watch it live. Because I usually listen to it on my way to work, and if I can get myself to work before the final even starts, even better, because then I sit down and just go, off, leave me alone, I'm watching this, and inevitably I get a few people watching with me. So
when I used to work at JB, I used to time it right, so it would start the finals would start as I start work. Yeah, and so I'd be on the sales floor and have my phone playing it, and I'd just stand at my desk like looking at like websites for like phones. So I'd be like, I'm just looking at like this stuff and just have my phone on silent, just watching the
film. When I used to run a dealership, I used to get to work at 6 a.m. and I would shut my office door and I would put it on my computer and anyone would knock and I'd minimize the screen and go, Yep, no, that's fine. Do that, and then just shut the door on your way out, mate. So, and that was just the way it was. It was magic. So, however, working at the paintball shop was great because I could watch it on all those big screens inside the shop, and
it was expected to be played.
100%. If you weren't watching it, there was something wrong with you. So, but anyway, well,
you don't know. It's research.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyway, all good. All right, boys. Thank you for checking in. I appreciate your time, and we'll see you boys next week. For everyone else watching, thanks for checking it out. Jump on at all the W's, buymeacoffee.com/Eski couch, and help us out. Give a little bit of love to us for all we do, and we appreciate that too. So thanks again.